What's up, creators? It's your boy, Mad Mike. And on today's episode, we're gonna be adding some body lines to the Pontiac Fiero Ferrari KitCar. So stay tuned, check it out. Ew! What's up, creators? Today we're wrenching on the Ferrari KitCar. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell because I'm going to be dropping a whole bunch more projects and more content more often. As well as we got some big changes coming up. We're going to be doing some big moves in 2020. Big things are happening. We got a brand new Mad Lab. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, we are just working underneath the carport. It is pouring rain. I got one light mounted to the ceiling, so sorry about the lighting if it's horrible, but let's get to wrenching on the car and let's add some body lines to the front end of the bumper. This is my 1985 Pontiac Fiero Ferrari KitCar. It's going to be a replica of a Ferrari Testarossa Koenig edition. Got a chassis mount wing on the back. I just charged up the battery, so let's go ahead, plunk that in, fire up the KitCar, pull it out, and I'll show you where I'm going to do the body lines. Battery is all hooked up. Let's crawl inside the car, see if we can fire it up. One of my subscribers to the channel recently sent me a photo and he rendered and photoshopped the entire car. He added some body lines, he added some Koenig decals down low, he changed the alignment of the door gaps, as well as he changed up the fins of the back chassis mount wing. So that's going to be coming up in an upcoming vlog. We're going to be changing out these end plates, as well as lining up all these body lines, which I've already started to do. The hood latches just got to latch down, and then all these gaps here will line up real nice. But today we're going to be focusing on the front bumper. So I'm going to post an image right here. And this is what he edited. So he sent me this image, and as you can see on the front bumper, there's a pretty obvious body line of where the front bumper should separate from the front of the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my grinder and mark out where that line should be and lightly score into the fiberglass of the body. I'm going to grab some tape and some rulers, and I'm going to add that body line. Then I'm going to grab my angle grinder and I'm going to come in and lightly etch out the fiberglass body. I don't want to go too deep, because if I go too deep I'll break right through the fiberglass. That won't be good. What I want to do is just score through here. Pretty thick fiberglass, so I shouldn't have any issues. The car's just in a rough primer stage right now, so I'm not worried about scratching it. Got to do a bunch more body work to this line after I grind it in. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab some tape and a marker. We're going to add our line of where that separation of the front bumper should be, which we're going to follow this bottom line here, come all the way across, just like it shows in the image that Steve was nice enough to edit for me. We're going to score into the fiberglass. After that, I'll come through with something that's got like a half moon shape to it with some sandpaper, and we'll even out that body line a little bit more. And if we have to, if there's pinholes in the fiberglass, we'll come back with some body filler and we'll smooth that whole body line out. Let's go ahead, grab some tape, grab some markers, and lay out the body line. So I've gone ahead, grabbed a couple of tools that we're gonna need to get the job done. Some things I grabbed: pencil, measuring tape, some masking tape, a square, and a long ruler. Let's go ahead, lay out some body lines. We'll grab our square so we can lay it on the front of the bumper, matching this line here, and we'll be able to run that along because this line here is going to bend slightly, but I want it to be the same distance right here all the way across. As you can see, that worked out perfectly. Just grabbed my square, I matched it up to that body line right here, and I just scribed it along the front end of the bumper. So now we have our front line, which is kind of hard to see on camera. Let me zoom in here. So there's our front body line, and it's following the bottom of these headlights, as well as following that contour of the front bumper. So we got our front line laid out. Let's go to the sides, and we'll start figuring out this angle here and matching them in to the sides of the body lines. I grabbed my ruler, I matched it up with the body line right on the side, right there, and as it came across, that's where it landed here. We are 1 3/4 inches from this body line here. So what we'll do is, we'll take that 1 3/4 inches, it'll come along here, blend into the headlight right here, match that line going across. So big shout out to Steve Neal for taking the time to edit this image and send it to me. If you guys have images of your project cars, my Instagram link is right here. I love seeing your guys' builds. Side number 2 has its body line. The lines are all laid out on the front of the bumper, guys, so take your time, lay out the line so it's symmetrical, it looks good to the eye, and it matches up with all your other body lines. Once it's all laid out, you can start grinding and putting that line into the butt glass. Got a Sharpie, that'll make the line a lot more visible. Bam! That's a lot easier to see. We got the passenger side, the front of the hood, driver's side, all the lines laid out. It is the next day, guys. I got the grinder. Let's go ahead and grind out that new body line. Okay, so here's what we're going to be using to get the job done. Gloves, safety glasses, the grinder, and a mask. Fiberglass is horrible to work with, so make sure to wear a mask of some sort, respirator, and if you can cover up all your clothes, great. I'm going to be throwing these straight into the wash afterwards. But yeah, cover yourself up, wear a mask, safety glasses, let's start grinding. Not bad at all, guys. Got the front bumper just grinded in. It's pretty humid out today, so my safety glasses were fogging up halfway through the cut. It got pretty hard to see, but got the line laid in, scored down just a little bit. So I'm gonna go over that line to use it as a guide, and I'm gonna go over the line just a little bit deeper, and then the front line will be done, and we'll move over to the two sides. So as you can see, this is my Sharpie line. That's not the cut there, but this reddish kind of line is my grinder cut. So it's pretty straight all the way along, but it's only about 1 millimeter deep right now. So I'm gonna go over it one more time just to make it a little bit deeper. But the fiberglass on this car is very thick, so I think it's gonna work out perfect for us. sucks, I just tripped the breaker. So that worked out super well. Front line is all in. I'll see if the camera can focus to show you kind of how deep I went. For you Americans out there, it's about a 1/16 deep, and the line is deadly straight. You might see some shadowing here, that's just the Sharpie. But yeah, I'll come along here with some sandpaper and a block of wood that's like got a half moon just to straighten that up a little bit here. Front line is done. Let's try the passenger side, see if we can follow this contour and get it nice and straight. Now that we've got all the rough grinding done and we got the lines all the way around, I'm gonna grab this piece of plastic. You can use a sanding block, piece of wood, whatever you want. This has got a nice rounded over edge on this edge here. And then I'm gonna start off with like some 100 grit, get the shape and the lines straighter. And then I'll follow it up by 150, 220, etc. And then we can lay down some primer on top of the lines, see how it looks. There you have it, guys. It's really hard to see on camera, but it's about a 1/16 of an inch deep, nice and straight, nice and smooth. I think that just adding those lines across here gives the front bumper really good definition as to where the bumpers should separate, as well as the lines on the sides here meet up with the fenders and then go back to the door and where the scoop is, so that flows really nice. And along the front here too, just gives us some more character. Before, this was really flat and plain, and when it was painted it would look just like a big clamshell. This just adds to the look of the car. So thanks Steve Neal for sending me that Photoshop image, because that was some great inspiration and I was able to take that image, use my imagination and my creativity to put it into form. Well guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Ciao, ciao. Woo!